how much protein do we need? Just got some questions about GCN. Did a video, how much protein does cyclists need? Now, first things first, let's clear it up. I definitely rate GCN. I've sent thousands of people there. I think it's a fantastic cycling channel. For those who don't know, GCN, Global Cycling Network, created by Shift Media, and we have three great presenters there, Simon, Dan, and Matt. Very funny guys. And I think 99% of the time, I fucking love their content. It's like great stuff. Chain length, just good shit, man. Really, really great. They bang out so many videos and looking down their channel. It's just really consistent. I talk to those guys in person. Even Simon, he runs the same seat as me. Actually, I'm going to send that bike, but it's a Phenom mountain bike seat on a road bike, so he can't be all too bad, can he? And he actually had a crack in his frame, and I spotted that just from watching one of their videos. So I am a bit of a crazy person in that I look at minute details. I find the cracks on people's bikes that they didn't even see. I find the things on nutrition that most people don't see. So I understand this protein thing. Now, down below, I posted a link for Dr. McDougall stuff. Dr. McDougall, he's just got some great, easy-to-read shit, all backed by, just back shit. Just link down below in the description text about protein. It's common knowledge that maybe 20 grams is all an adult man really needs. And the World Health Organization doubled that to say at least 5% total calories. So 3,000 calories, quick math, you're looking at 35 to 40 grams of protein a day is all we need. People say, oh, I'm an athlete, and that's good, but cycling. Let's look at cycling. It's all about watts per kilo. What can you do for 30 minutes after 5 hours racing in the sun, 3 weeks of racing around France? You look at all the top cyclists out there, the fastest cyclists out there, all right? The road cyclists, the mountain bikers, all skinny motherfuckers. Let's look at Chris Froome. We're going to do some before and afters, all right? Every single GC rider is fucking like a fucking praying mantis on a fucking bike, all right? Look at these carbon bikes, mate. They're getting lighter and lighter and lighter. Not getting stronger and stronger and stronger. They're getting lighter and lighter and lighter. Because it's not about being strong as a cyclist. You don't need muscle mass as a cyclist. So in GCN, well, not just GCN, whenever someone, well, basically, let's cut to it. GCN is created by Shift Marketing, and it's a marketing channel, which is good, but it has some awesome shit on there. But occasionally you get this SIS product placement of the leucine protein powder. In my opinion, it's not needed. Cyclists want to be skinny. You want to have legs like fucking Chris Froome, really, basically. So you're having more protein and trying to lose weight. It's like you're eating like a bodybuilder, but you want to look like a toothpick, Chris Froome. It's counterproductive. Just like if you want to look like a steroid-up bodybuilder, taking the amount of steroids that the average cyclist would take isn't going to get you there. So cyclists who take steroids, I've taken steroids myself, the dosages they're micro-dosing. No one in the gym is micro-dosing steroids. They're using quite large amounts compared to the average road cyclist or mountain biker. So when we look at protein intake, your protein intake wants to be low if you want to keep your body weight low. All right. This is not my opinion. This is just facts. Look around. And we also inside. See, I have freedom on my channel to say whatever I want. I don't have any sponsors. I have people, give me some Cliff Bars here and there, or maybe I get some deals on bikes, whatever. But I don't have any sponsors that say, look, you can only say this, blah, 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 blah. I don't have that, so I have freedom to say, hey, look, I'm taking drugs, or I think this is bullshit, or whatever. I don't. So when you come to me, you can understand. I'm going to give you straight up what I really think. So I rate GCN, rate the guys, rate the content, but with this whole nutritional protein thing, it's product placement from SIS, and it's just general society. It's whey protein is an industrial waste product that comes from the dairy industry, the cheese industry. The whey is separated to make the cheese, and you normally just throw it out. But to dump whey protein is expensive. What's better business practice is market it up in little lightweight expensive sachets or tubs and sell it to the gym rats. Sell it to the girls who don't know better. Sell it to the cyclists who are just like, oh, well, that must work. If your goal is a cyclist to lose weight, having more protein makes you more anabolic. You don't want to do that, okay? You want to be in a catabolic state where you're slimmer down. Okay, so let's cut to the chase, dear rider. Let's look at cyclists before and after. And look at when they're retired. We'll go Lance Armstrong, we'll go Chris Froome, we'll go Brad Wiggins, we'll go a few cyclists before and after. We'll go some of the top sprinters. You'd think the sprinters would be big and swole. No, they're skinny fucking rakes, man. Tom Boonen, Cavendish, they're all skinny fucking rakes when they're peak form. Another one is corticosteroids are used and abused by pro cyclists and pro cyclists and runners, because the corticosteroids help cannibalize muscle, just strip it off your body. That's how you can be super lean and just go super fast. Big legs don't mean more power as a GC rider. Maybe as a track sprinter, but even then there's a limit. You don't want big power. You want sustained watts per kilo, 6 to 7 watts per kilo for 20 minutes and repeat it again and again and again. that doesn't come from being too heavy, because then you have to produce more power, you're burning more glycogen, your endurance goes down. Look at this Steve Abraham guy who's riding around the UK doing a crazy amount of mileage. I couldn't do that mileage on my diet, because look how lean I am. And follow me on Strava. Alright? I don't do fuck all training, but look how lean I am. It's my diet, man. So if I try to do, people say, why don't you try and do the yearly mileage? I physically couldn't do that, because I just get so lean. I'd be like, cars couldn't see me. They think I'm just a seat pole riding a bike. I physically couldn't do it. You have to eat Big Macs. You have to eat bacon and eggs to maintain the fat. The body that's just, like Steve Abraham's still fucking fat. The other guy, C Vogel, whatever his name is, obviously on some anabolic steroids. He's a big guy. So that's how hormones affect shit. So you can do the big miles, but if your diet is that, bacon, egg, McMuffins or whatever, you're always going to maintain the weight, or you'll be struggling to maintain it. Lean physique, slim physique. You're not going to look like a cyclist if you're eating a standard Aussie diet, standard Western diet. You're not going to. Even if you're doing big miles, you're not going to. So when Lance Armstrong on the Joe Rogan podcast talked about calorie restriction, they have to when you're eating whey protein or all that shit. You have to, because it's tweaking your hormones, it's making you gain a few extra kilos. So for a GC rider, an extra 3 or 4 kilos is catastrophic if it's not contributing to performance. And you don't need big muscles to push 400 watts for 10 minutes or 40 minutes. Look at Chris Froome. All right? You don't need big muscles. So to have extra protein to preserve lean muscle mass when the top cyclists and runners out there are abusing corticosteroids to slim down, that is just doesn't work. So that's my opinion. I'm not pissed. I don't hate GCM. I rate those guys. I am more pissed at how the marketing, the general society belief system on protein, it's just so wrong. I remember in carbon bikes, you couldn't sell carbon bikes. Giant was like the first company to bring carbon really to the market back in early 1990s. And people were like, carbon, what's plastic? Well, no. And then when Lance Armstrong won the 99 Tour de France on Trek OCLV, carbon just blew up. Now if you don't ride a carbon bike, people are like, oh, it's not carbon. But before you couldn't even give carbon away almost. So it's amazing the perceptions in cycling, how things, even compact cranks. I used to say compact cranks are like, just get stronger, you dumb cunt. You weak pussy, whatever. And now all I ride is compact. I even got a fucking 40 tooth to my bikes on them, you know? I don't leave the door unless it's got a 32 on the back. So it's amazing. Things change in our brains. I used to be slugging down whey shakes and shit. You come to a point where you learn the truth and you understand that authority isn't the truth. Truth becomes the authority. Having whey protein as a cyclist or extra protein, in my opinion, when you're trying to be slim, it defies logic. If you're underweight, for sure. If your BMI is under 19, I wouldn't even say even more protein. Just have more carbohydrate calories. Have more calories overall. Maybe decrease your training. Bottom line. If you have 3 triplets on a bike, they're always 70 kilos. Everything's the same. Their belief system, their bikes, everything's the same. They're riding together in a bunch. Not even a bunch. They're riding side by side. They're going up a 4-hour climb. And one of them, you limit the protein intake during the ride. Nothing's going to happen to him. The other one, you limit sugar intake. He's going to get dropped. The first one, you limit water intake. He's going to get dropped as well. The guy that in limited protein is just going to blow past them all. The ones who limit their carbohydrate and water, they're fucked. So when you're on a ride, you don't need to eat protein. It's nonsense. It's actually going to delay glycogen restoration. And we look at the drugs that increase glycogen retention and restoration. It's insulin, it's testosterone. So we have cyclists using testosterone to increase their glycogen retention and uptake. We have cyclists using insulin microdose. Very dangerous, I don't recommend it. But they're doing that to speed up recovery process. So to get more glycogen into the muscles to recover faster. So in the stage race, boom, you're back ready to roll next day. So limiting your carbohydrate intake is basically like riding your tires at 20 psi. It is the dumbest thing you can do. Limiting water or sugar, carbohydrate intake, is the dumbest thing you can do. And then trying to increase protein, it is just like, it basically is like putting your back wheel on your front wheel and vice versa. It's like putting your pedals cross-threaded. It's like riding with a fucking no seat. It doesn't make any sense. But if someone with a position of power, whatever, says it, noobs are going to try it. They're going to try it. That's just everyone does that. Right? So it's a big mistake. If in doubt, increase protein if you want to gain weight. If you want to be over 100 kilos, eat as much protein as you can. If you want to be more lean, then eat like a fucking Kenyan. End of the day, eat like a fucking Kenyan. Who's a Kenyan cyclist? Chris Froome. Look at the average Kenyan. Corn, rice, sugar, bananas. Lean as fuck. Bring them to Australia. Bring Kenyans to Australia. Put them on the Aussie diet. More dairy, more meat, more cheese, more protein shakes. They blow up like fat Aussies. It's not your genetics, it's your fucking diet.